welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast, top 5 picks of the week here on the COD. Ladies and gentlemen, the host Steve is one IBC here with my other host, mi familia, mi sangre, mi hermano, mi todo. The one, the DeLorean himself, Mr. DeLorean himself, Mike DeNiro, ladies and gentlemen. He's not back since back since Monday. He's back again. He's back forever and forever, ever.
Yeah, his first full week back. I'm going to end it off the right way with the big top 5.
Yeah, we're here to do a big top 5, ladies and gentlemen, because we were postponing this because we were waiting for De Niro to come back. Why we didn't do that, because I wanted to do it alongside with De Niro. And we could have done it in the early beginnings of October, but we're doing it now because we're still in October. So today's
I had
top
to wear
5,
some red for today, you know what I mean?
I know. I got to wear a little red, but my other red shirt, I already used it, so I can't. Too bad. No, I messed up on that one. But today's top 5, ladies and gentlemen, that we're doing is top 5 Kane moments. That is right. As, of course, Kane, let's see. It's Kane moments, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kane made his debut on October 5th, 1997 at WWF In Your House pay-per-view, Bad Blood. And there
if you want to hear more about that pay-per-view, I literally covered it about like a month ago on the Wrestling Delorean. So check out the Bad Blood pay-per-view review on the Wrestling Delorean.
That is right. Catch that on. And of course, I have a video because I only can play it for 7 seconds.
That's gotta be Kane.
It's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane. That's right. That was Kane, of course, making his debut with The Undertaker. And man, that was a fantastic story. And I really enjoyed it overall, which we're here to give our top 5 moments celebrating Kane, Glenn Jacob, well, Mayor Jacobs, celebrating his career of 25 years, you know, since debuting, since that day of October 5th, 1997. From moments to matches to storylines to segments, all the above counts over here for these top 5.
No Isaac Yankems, though. No Isaac Yankems, no fake Diesel.
None of that. We're not gonna have
Kane.
Just Kane moments we're gonna have, and that's right. So I'm gonna save De Niro best for last. The director was supposed to be joining us, but he's asleep. That's unfortunate. That's what vampires do. They sleep. So he might be up. Hopefully, if he makes it on time. But let's see if he does or not. But I'll go ahead first because I want to save De Niro best for last. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my top 5 picks here. So let's start off. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, is Kane's first words. Oh my God! Oh, the baby saying his first words. That is right. At an episode of Monday Night Raw, he did say his first word. This was during his tenure alongside his alignment with X-Pac, when that was like one of the greatest. But there's another tag team that it's in my list. You guys will see. But this one, did not expect Kane. I was a teenager. I'm like, what? He's going to speak? He's going to speak? And he did. And there you go. X-Pac telling him, all right, speak, motherfucker. You better fucking speak. Puts that little shit in his throat and saying, tell him, Kane, you got 2 words for them. And I mean, come on. It was fantastic. I mean, Kane, come on.
Down with that. We got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
I was gonna say, I love how he says it too. Suck it.
Like he really struggled with that. Like, what the fuck? Oh,
I love the attitude era.
You gotta love the attitude era. Kane saying his first words, man. I was like, what? He said his first words. Because look, back then when there was no dirt sheets, there was nothing. All I can tell you is this. I was really, really digging the story of Kane's personality. Like, oh my God, he's the other half brother of the Undertaker. Oh my God, and he can't talk. Like, I remember throughout junior high and high school, we'll tell everybody, fuck, you guys see the Raw? He finally spoke. He said, he said the fucking 2 words, suck it. Oh man, I wouldn't forget that. That was a fabulous moment for Kane.
Most definitely.
Number 4, that's right. Kane versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 14. This, for me, no matter what, is one of my top 3's greatest storylines of all time. Why? Because when Paul Bearer came, when he turned on the Undertaker, and that's when we're like, when he says, Kane's alive, Taker, Kane, and you see, Taker, we're like, what? No way. And I'm like, who the fuck is Kane? And I'm like, this is how, shit, I might as well just,
Who the fuck is that guy?
And that's exactly how I was like, who the fuck is Kane? And and then, then Paul Bearer got digging deep into the story more, explaining who is Kane, and, explaining the whole story. You know what you did, Undertaker? You burned a home for your mom and dad.
You're a murderer.
You murderer. Rest in peace, Percy Pringle, man. Oh,
it was
man.
Definitely R.I.P.
Oh, Paul Moody right there, man. But seriously, this was for me. It was just like, oh my god, I was so invested and anticipating to see how he looked. How would he look? I remember all of us in junior high school was like, man, how's this? I wonder how's he gonna look. Is he gonna look the same as the Undertaker? Like we were all trying to figure out how this individual looked. And then when he made his debut in October 5th, 97. But overall, this storyline was great. The Undertaker refused to fight Kane until finally he gave in after the Royal Rumble when Kane burned the casket when it was Taker and Michaels for the WWF title at that time, Rumble 98. And that was when he caused Undertaker to lose, to lose the match. And then from there, Taker came back, he returned and finally challenged Kane. Man, this match was fucking awesome. Why? Because it put over Kane a lot. And honestly, I feel that this match made him. The fact is that seeing Kane kicked out of 2 tombstones. And this is I think this is the first time we see Kane or somebody individual that actually kicked out of the tombstone. I don't know. I don't know if I'm wrong. Let me know who. Oh, no, Hogan. I forgot. Jesus, I forgot. He kicked out of the damn tombstone. Yeah, I remember that.
Of course, Hogan did.
Yes. So it's going on. Martez Ale. That's right. Thank you so much. That's
definitely
right.
Thank you.
But yes, great storytelling matchup. I really enjoyed it. I had a phenomenal time seeing Kane versus Undertaker. But it's not over because my number 3 pick. For the first time ever, Kane versus The Undertaker. First time ever Inferno match, Unforgiven 1998. And man, this was, for me, like I said, again, I was a believer in these storylines. Like I said, before Dirt Sheets were around, I was really invested in this matchup. I was curious, like, how is this match going to end? Are they going to burn his face? Or are they going to burn his back? But man, even though I wouldn't say it was their best match, but I could say it was storytelling.
It was one of the most intriguing, for sure.
Yes, totally, absolutely agree. And that's what I felt this match really delivered. And I was just like, oh shit, I wonder if Taker's gonna get burned. There were so many like close moments that Taker was gonna get burned, and then seeing Vader, of course, coming out, Taker jumping over doing the suicide dive, and I was just like, oh my god, I was so pumped. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't the best, but it was a great storytelling. Seeing Kane losing, all right, there you go. And no matter what, man, that's the best storylines of all, man. Taker and Kane, great feud. They always have a great, fantastic feud between those two, man. Oh man, so that's my number 3. Oh, my number 2. KANEKNIGHTS, ladies and gentlemen. KANEKNIGHTS. That's right. Who doesn't remember
great moment.
SmackDown when it was The Rock, Hogan, and Kane teaming up versus the NWO, or they were against the show, Scott Hall and X-Pac. And I will not forget about this one. Excuse me, I had to take a swig of beer because my mouth is getting dry. But man, I love when The Rock was like, oh yeah, here it comes now. Here it comes. All right, watch this. See, he don't flinch, man. He don't flinch at all. I see that to The Rock. I wish we could play it here, but WWE will put a little block on me here, so I can't do that.
Oh, they're quick to block.
They're really, really quick to block. That's why you saw the Kane. I did it less than 7 seconds because I don't want to get blocked. and then, of course, The Rock asked him, well, So, you ready? Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? It doesn't matter if you're not ready. I was just
Got to really see his personality.
Oh my God! One of the best, or the millions of the Rock's fans, or the millions of Hulkamaniacs, or 20,000 Canaanites, and then Rock Canaanites.
Canaanites.
Here, Cherry the King Lawler like Canaanites. They're like, what you gonna do when the big red machine runs down on you? Whoa. Just seeing Kane.
And if you go back to that picture, Kane was fucking jacked. Look at those fucking arms, yo.
Look at
God
that.
damn.
Kane was fucking jacked, but I did enjoy it.
No wonder he lost the sleeves.
Yep. He really came more fitting after when his return, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But man, this one I really fucking enjoyed. That was the greatest segment of all. Because I didn't, you mentioned we saw his personality. I did not expect that at all. I remember watching that, at home with my brothers, and I was just, because they were big Hogan fans. They were happy that Hogan came back. But I couldn't stop laughing. They were like, why are you laughing? Oh, you don't get Kane, bro. You don't understand. Yeah. And so it was just for me, this going back and look at this, it's like I'm a kid again, man. I really enjoyed those moments. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
My number one.
Here's the big one.
Of course, I think everybody has to love this one. Kane and Daniel Bryan storyline. Who did not like the storyline of Kane and Daniel Bryan, especially the rest from scene? No, yes, no, yes, yes, yes. And of course, still good old sweetheart Mae Young. I'll have what they're having. Who doesn't remember that? Oh, sweet old Mae Young, God rest her soul.
In peace.
But, just the whole storyline, how the beginning started when they both started seeing the psychiatrist, and of course, them, being together. They both graduated from anger management. Just hug, like the hug, like, come here. Hug me. Like, no. I think the best one when they did it to Randy Orton. Randy was just like, oh, fuck. This is so uncomfortable. But, man, this was a great story. I love it. And I think I know I'm going to get shitted on this, but I can say this segment, the storyline, really did help Daniel Bryan's career to elevate more.
Most definitely.
I know people are going to say, no, that's not true. Well, you want to debate me? Come find me, because this
is the circle of debate. Bring them on.
That is right, because this right here, compared to when it was Daniel Bryan and The Miz, when during the NXT thing, the rookie and the pro, when he left, and then when he became, wannabe Mark Henry, getting with all the girls, with the Bella twins. I'm like, no, that didn't help Daniel Bryan's career. This was the beginning for the yes movement right here. It all began in this storyline. Like this, yes, no, yes. This is where all started.
I love when they were the tag team champions and they would fight. I'm the tag team champions. No, I'm the tag team champions. No, that shit was classic. I love that shit.
Oh, hell yeah. I really fucking love that. I was fucking.
You ever see the rap? You ever see Dazzle and Curly Kane? Kane is super smell. Yeah, that shit was just classic. I love it, man.
That shit was awesome, man. Oh, that's like my number one of all time there, man.
Great list. I love it.
Honorable mentions, I have two. So my first honorable mention was, of course, Kane's return on Monday Night Raw, February 7th, 2000. This is when he debuted his black and red uniform.
That's my favorite attire for Kane of all time. That was such a cool ass attire.
Hell yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that was my favorite. Imagine he would have had that without the other sleeve. That thing would have been sick, man. But I think this one for me is my favorite of all time. This one, hell yeah, and I remember this was during the when it was XDX, when they were heels. And the Radicals, when they were jumping, I believe it was The Rock and Mankind, and I'm trying to remember who was the other two. One more person, I forgot. I forgot. Too Cool was involved.
Yeah.
Rikishi, was involved.
Yeah, I believe it was like Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero,
Yeah, I think it was. I know it was the Radicals. I know it was DX. They jumped Too Cool, Rikishi, The Rock, and Mankind. But I don't know if there was one more person involved. That's what I'm trying to remember. Comment below if you guys remember this episode of Raw. I'm trying to remember, and this who was involved in that situation. But all I know is that from there we saw Kane making his return. When Kane made his return, I was just really, really like, oh my god, because you can hear the whole crowd went nuts, and then especially seeing Paul Bearer right in the middle.
Yeah, I like Paul Bearer with the red suit too. You look dope.
Hell yeah.
And if you remember, like in I believe it was World Class Championship Wrestling. God, my dogs are chiming in there. World Class Championship Wrestling was in Percy Pringle. He would wear the red suit as well. So that was a nice little homage to his former character.
Oh yeah, definitely agreed. I mean, but just man, I just remember seeing Paul Bearer standing there. I was just like, oh my god, like Kane is back, and did not expect this Kane. I mean, I could have also added the other return. Remember when he came back, now sleeveless, when that was when when it was the Un-Americans, when it was Test, Christian, and Lance Storm when they burned the U.S. flag. I like that return from Kane too, but I think this one was my favorite one because the attire of the black and red. I really fucking enjoyed this one.
I also like the return when he came back with John Cena and he had like that big ass incinerator mask.
Oh yeah. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that. It was something different of Kane. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Look at that Predator and shit. What the hell?
I'm just glad he put the Kane back on. He's fucking ugly. No. I mean, he was burned, right? So I don't
exactly
want to burn victims here.
No offense, no burns here.
Nah, so. Yeah, just Kane.
Yep, just Kane on. And my second mention will be what I mentioned earlier: Kane and Rob Van Dam. This tag team was, for me, one of the best. I know people are gonna give me shit. Why? I think X-Pac was the best without him. I get it, but however, X-Pac was just the beginning to help Kane find a personality.
Yeah,
RVD was the one that really helped his personality to find himself. Like, hey, bro, like, mellow out, chill, man. You need to find your zane. What?
I remember one time RVD saying, "Oh, you make fire, right?" And Kane was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You can help me light up."
Yeah. Hell yeah. That shit was hilarious. Oh man, I really did enjoy that. And I remember just seeing Kane. Remember when they won the tag team titles, he celebrated, and then he ended up grabbing Terry Runnels and making out with her. And just everything fucking Kane has done with RVD. Yeah, I know that it sucked that they ended it with Kane. You know, his mask was taken off and chokes on RVD, and that was the ending relationship between them. Him going full heel. I wish I could have added it here, but there's so many, man. There's a lot. But I think this is the one that stands out for me that I remember the most, that I treasure, and that I can recall when I was a teenager, seeing this during the Attitude Era, and Bruce's Aggression Era, watching, especially Kane and RVD. I think that was like my favorite tag team, man. Especially when they went against the Legion of Doom. When I did not expect LOD to show up, man.
That was like one of their last matches too.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, that was their last matches, and rest in peace to both of them, Animal and Hawk. But it was good. Yeah, I liked it. It was decent. It wasn't, of course, oh my god, it was the best tag team match of all. But it was
a surprise, though. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I remember. I think the storyline was Vince McMahon threatened Eric Bischoff's job because he said that the ratings are down, so you got to bring more excitement and surprises. And then, like the next week, his big surprise was LOD coming back, which fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was, man. So that is my list, man. Fuck, it was a tough list, but man, I love Kane, man. Kane has awesome moments. There's so many, man. But I want to hear yours now. So, De Niro, the floor is yours.
There's a lot of similarities between our lists, and I ain't gonna lie, because those are really good moments, and that's a great list. But starting out number 5, I'm gonna bring up something that you mentioned earlier. My number 5 is Kane setting Undertaker's casket on fire at the 1990 it was 98, right? The 98 Royal Rumble. It was the casket match between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. And then in the end, Kane comes out, fucks Undertaker up, and then sets the casket on fire. Now, for this list, I went back in time and I tried to like remember those feelings that I got. And I was like fucking 4 years old at the time. So I remember being absolutely terrified, like truly scared. You know, my parents used to take me to a lot of the house shows in Madison Square Garden. And I remember every time Kane would come out, I would need either my mom or dad to take me to like the concessions or to the bathroom or something because I was fucking terrified of this man. Like as a kid, he was the scariest thing ever. Like I could watch Chucky and Jason and Michael Myers, but fucking Kane, he was scary as fuck. And this moment really terrified me because I'm young. I'm thinking, holy shit, he just killed his own brother for real on live TV. He set his casket on fire. Like crazy ass moment. And then the story behind it too was Undertaker was supposed to come out through like a trap door, right?
Oh yeah.
And that trap door was locked. And when Kane was throwing gasoline into the casket, remember he took an axe, he broke into the casket first. So there was gasoline coming out of the casket, well, into the casket. Then he sets it on fire. But it was like mere seconds that Undertaker had to get out of there, or Kane was literally going to set him on fire for real by accident. Like, think that could have been the biggest tragedy ever. Like, I don't even know if WWE could survive after pulling a stunt like that and actually like accidentally burning a man alive. But damn, like just to know that it was a really cool visual, but it could have been real if, you know, Undertaker did not get out in like this, what's called the little moment that he had. Cause he had like a brief second to get out of there, but crazy ass moment. Like I said, I love that visual. The picture you just brought up with the casket on fire is insane. And speaking of fire, my number 4 is the Inferno match. The first ever Inferno match with Kane versus Undertaker. Man, that was insane. I remember seeing that as a kid, and I was so intrigued, like you said, like, how are they going to pull this off? The visual of fire around the ring was awesome. And even back then as a kid, I was thinking, well, there's something that has to happen. They're not really going to set a man on fire. So when Kane got his arm in the fire, I was flipping the fuck out because I was like, holy shit, he's really on fire. You know, it was a crazy ass match, a match that, you know, with my wrestling action figures at the time, I was really trying to emulate. I remember I would draw like a little fire on paper and like tape it to the ring, like those toy rings, and do my own little Inferno matches.
Yes.
So yeah, like I love that matchup. And I feel like, you know, Kane definitely made that matchup like his iconic matchup. There was only a few Inferno matches in the history of WWE. I think they had a rematch on Raw with Undertaker and Kane when Undertaker was in the Ministry. I know Kane had an Inferno match. They had the one with MVP. He had the Inferno match with MVP, and then he had the Ring of Fire match, which was basically an Inferno match with Bray Wyatt at, I believe it was SummerSlam 2015.
I was there. It was.
Oh, you was there for that one?
Yes.
That one didn't send nobody on fire. That one was just pinfall or submission, which I thought sucked.
This sucked.
But yeah, like that.
There's one more.
One.
That was I don't even remember. Remember the feud that I think Vince Triple H, I think the 5 stages of hell, and he picked every stipulation. So Triple H, it was versus Kane in the Inferno match. I remember that.
Yeah,
he had to win 3 out of 5. He had to win 3 out of 5 to get a title shot. I think I don't know if it was against Big Show or The Rock. I don't
That's
remember.
when Triple H was wearing like the long tights, right?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah. No, the Inferno matchup was crazy, but I feel like none of them compares to that first Inferno match with Undertaker and Kane just because of the intrigue of what's going to happen. And then I loved how every time there was a big bump, the flames went higher and it got crazy, like how high they would go. And Paul Bearer was messing with the flames when Undertaker was in there alone, so he couldn't exit out the ring. Crazy moments. And that suicide dive that Undertaker does is one of the greatest moments in wrestling because of the visual of him diving over the ropes while the flames are like engulfing. Crazy, man.
You know what? I'm looking for that because I want to look for that picture. That picture is sick though. It is
hell
a banger.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like just that matchup could have went so wrong. And if you didn't have 2 professionals like Undertaker and Kane in there working it the right way, that could have been a very dangerous match to pull off. So like it's kudos to Kane and Undertaker for pulling that match off because how do you ask 2 people to go into a ring surrounded by fire and one of you got to get burnt? Like, that's insane to even ask. But
if Vince paid him extra money, It better be good money for fucking health coverage. You know, that's the best that I could get one. That's the
Cause like right before he like clears the rope, I think Paul Bearer like put the flames up, and it was insane, that visual.
Damn it, man! I wish.
Yeah, we'll pull up like a GIF or something, or I'll post it on the page, because that's such a crazy visual. I'm gonna get the video of that. My number 3 is WrestleMania 14, Kane versus Undertaker. That matchup is the matchup that really solidified Kane as a threat, because like you said, kicking out of the tombstone twice, you never seen Undertaker really work from the bottom up. Like he fought bigger guys in the past, but it was guys who weren't as talented, you know, like rest in peace, Giant Gonzalez. But gosh, like that matchup was not, you know, anything special. So Undertaker he never really was the underdog until he had this matchup with Kane. And Kane was taking it to the Undertaker. I also loved, before the matchup, when Kane hit the tombstone on Pete Rose. And that was like the running gag when Kane was 3 WrestleManias in a row, Kane attacked Pete Rose, which I thought was funny as fuck. But yeah, this matchup was just a classic. One of their best matches. They had hundreds of matches against each other, but I feel like you have to talk about this one when you want to talk about like their best matches, because this was insane. There was so many parts of this match where I thought that Kane was going to beat the Undertaker. I thought it was like for sure Kane was beating Undertaker, but insane, man. Great matchup. For everything you said about it before and everything I just mentioned, it was awesome.
What's going on, ATT? The Table Studios. What's going on? Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, it's a controversial one. I know a lot of people are going to be like, why would you put that on the list? But I'm going to explain why, right? My number 2 is when Kane took off the mask. And I was not a big fan of Kane that was maskless for the years after this. But like you said, with the KANEKNIGHTS and Rob Van Dam and even the show with X-Pac, he was becoming more of like a human. You know what I mean? He had more personality and he was becoming human. But when he took off that mask, he instantly reverted right back to a fucking monster. If you remember, that visual of him taking off that mask and that fucking ugly ass mug with the one eye and the fucking crazy, he still had some hair in the back and the makeup on his face. He looked fucking insane. And then on top of that, we never thought we'd see Kane's face, because yeah, look at that. I wish he kept the hair like that. I know he has to go through life like outside of wrestling, but if he kept the hair like that, he would look like a fucking psychopath.
But wore a hat the whole time.
Yeah, right. What up, Nick?
Okay, what's going on, Nick? Subscribe to the Ring Fanatics podcast.
For sure.
Really? Number 1, it should be Chalice. No.
Nah, man. Number 1? Shit. Katie Vick is up there for number 1. Nah.
No. People were asking for that. I don't know about Vick being number 1, man.
Nah.
No, that's like the worst moment for Kane, I would say.
Yeah, if we were doing top 5 worst moments, top 5 character killing moments, or top 5 worst storylines of all time, yeah.
Yes. I totally agree.
But yeah, when he took that mask off, like he reverted right back to a monster. You had the crazy ass feud with Shane McMahon, where Shane drove him. What's called? Remember the limo spot where he drove the limo into the truck? Kane woke up in the fucking hospital, destroyed the doctor. Kane got thrown into a dumpster full of fire. Like, I love that shit, because it showed that you were trying to do something new with the character, but go back to the original origins of him being a fucking monster. Because like I said, I remember being terrified of Kane, but then the older I get, the more you see him as a human and cracking jokes and shit. It's like, it's nice to see that monster once again. So I really like that. And I guess you could say a tie for part 2 would be him putting the mask back on and becoming a monster again, because I feel like after he took the mask off, after that first year and a half, like they really didn't do nothing with Kane. Kane was a different character. He had the mask off, but like after you had like the whole Lita storyline and shit, he was just a regular wrestler, and I didn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they made him soft when they turned him face and they had him with Lita and the whole
stomach
baby
out and shit. Like, man, tank top back on, bro.
And you had I can't believe I'm having a brain fart. I forgot his fucking name.
That's a fire visual right there. I remember when he super kicked him into the fucking flaming dumpster or whatever that was, that flaming container.
Yeah, it was a flaming container. Oh, man. Who was it that he had a feud with? It wasn't my fault.
Oh, Gene Snitsky?
There you go.
Oh, God, that was horrible. When he fucking kicked the baby into the fucking crowd. Yo, WWE was fucking different. Like, people don't understand, man. WWE during the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era did not give a fuck. Like, I just mentioned the goddamn Katie Vick angle. Yeah, Gene Snitsky kicking a baby into the... Yo, insane. And then it was... Like, I know there's demonetization words on YouTube, so I'm not going to say the R word, but the baby came because Kane basically R-word Lita. And that was a storyline on WWE television. Like, WWE was a different animal, and Kane was a part of some crazy-ass fucking stories. But anyway, my number one pick of all time, gotta take it all the way back to the origins, Kane's debut. Just because you hear about Kane, you hear about Paul Bearer, like you said, oh, Kane's still alive. He's coming for you, Undertaker. Like, you have all that, right? So you have Kane being talked about, but I remember because I just went back and did this on the DeLorean. It wasn't every week. You had Paul Bearer mention it like a month before Bad Blood. Then he mentioned it like 2 weeks before Bad Blood. And then Paul Bearer wasn't on the go-home show to Bad Blood. And then you see Kane at the pay-per-view. The visual of this man coming down, the fucking mask, the attire, the fire, him ripping the Hell in a Cell door off. And remember, this is the first Hell in a Cell of all time, too. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker just went through a fucking war, and Kane comes out, he debuts, rips the door off. Undertaker looks scared. Now, tell me if there was any other time ever that Undertaker looked like he looked in that matchup. Undertaker was like quivering lip, like he played that off amazing. Like, he deserves a fucking Oscar for that performance.
There it is.
Amazing. But Undertaker deserved the Oscar for that performance because he really looked like he was like about to cry. Like, his brother's standing right here. I thought my brother was dead. Amazing fucking storyline, man. And then when Kane hit the tombstone, just insane. I remember when I saw that live, I did not know what to think. I was like, what the hell just happened? And I just remember like just the intrigue of wanting to know more about him, the origin stories. Why is he wearing a mask? Like, the intrigue that Kane had and the monster push he had when he debuted was absolutely amazing. It would have been amazing if they would be able to keep him at that level for the majority of his career. But I feel like there was parts where he was like a roller coaster. He was up and down with that level of like a push. But just if you go back to that debut, that was one of the best debuts of all time.
I agree. I totally everything you're on 100% point, man. And what you mentioned about the Undertaker as well, like him, you never see the fear out of that man. Even I can even put like this. We didn't even see that when he had that Undertaker versus Undertaker at SummerSlam. I think it was a Survivor Series. I think one of those two.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't see the intimidation that he had. He was just like, all right, who the hell are you? You're supposed to be me?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I'll fuck myself up.
Fuck myself up. But this right here, though, with the Undertaker, we never thought we'll ever see the fear that Taker will have. And then the tombstone, just the way how like he's just there, like no life at all, no soul, is dead, is done.
Yeah.
Like he's like he's gone. I'm like, what the fuck would happen? I'm like,
and I've seen people say in the past that Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was a 5-star match and it got ruined because Kane. That added to it. I feel like it was already a 5-star match, and that just added more onto it because of that debut being so amazing. Like, who gives a fuck about, oh, well, it was in a clean finish? Like, come on, man. For that type of matchup and to have a debut like that, I would have done it no different. That is a picture-perfect moment, and it goes down in history, like I said, one of the greatest debuts of all time.
No, and you're fucking right, because, I mean, why would people really, like, really downgrade that? So, I mean, yes, it was a good match, but how you mentioned, to, include that into this match and being his first time ever Hell in a Cell, why the fuck not? It makes fucking sense why to do that and why to head that direction. I enjoyed seeing Kane making his debut, even though it was during the match, but remind everybody one thing. This is a heel face. Shawn Michaels, and we all know that if we go back and really look at it and look at the story, how it developed, we can sit here and tell you when we were at that age, probably during those eras, that Shawn Michaels was no way was going to win that match.
Hell no.
Hell no. was not. And this was a heel, you know, even though it wasn't his plan, Shawn Michaels' plan. But hey, he's like, he took advantage of it. He's like, fuck, all right, he's done. All right, let me go crawl over. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So why will people really downgrade this match? You know, if you're gonna go with Meltzer's bullshit, fuck off. Fuck off. No.
Yeah, right, fuck off. But off. I also love the fact it was like pure irony because the Hell in a Cell was to keep out DX because every time Shawn Michaels faced off with Undertaker, DX would interfere, right? So it was to keep Chyna, Triple H, and Rick Rude out of the ring. And you have a match that's built to keep all interference out, and you end the match with interference because Kane rips the fucking door off the cage. I love that. That's like pure irony.
Oh man, yes, I did. Yeah, hell yeah. You're on point with that, my brother.
All right, so I got 2 honorable mentions, just like
hell yeah. Take it away.
All right, my honorable mention number 1. I have 2. One is a part of this, right? But it's just this moment. It's the anger management with Daniel Bryan. Those anger management segments with Dr. Shelby. I believe you even had Scorpio Sky was in one of them, right? But
was he? Oh yeah, he was, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I just forgot about that.
I forgot what his name was too. He had some name there, but yeah, with Dr. Shelby, man, that shit was hilarious. I remember when Kane was listing off all the reasons why he needs anger management. He talked about having a weird obsession with Pete Rose. He even brings up the Katie Vick angle. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, he's like, my brother tried to murder me, so I came back and set him on fire, right? And then he's like, just listening off like normal, like why he's in anger management. Fucking hilarious. And then just him and Bryan Danielson had such great chemistry. There you go. Dazzle and Curly Kane.
Dazzle and Curly Kane.
I wish we could play that, man. That rap is hilarious.
I know. Fucking, I wish WWE never. Oh, fucking assholes.
But yeah, you know, like I said, that and the Inferno match with Undertaker's jump. I'm gonna try and get the videos of that, and I'm gonna put it on the Instagram page, and we'll put that up like there.
Oh,
but yo, these segments were comedy gold, man. Him and Bryan Danielson had such great chemistry with each other, and just the whole anger management. I believe it was like a couple weeks, and then they had like their graduation, which was fucking hilarious too. And then that's when they finally hugged it out with the whole crowd chanting, "Hug it out, hug it out." Amazing. I love that moment.
I'm trying to look for that fucking picture. Hold on, since you mentioned that, I wanted when they graduated. This is the one where they graduated, right?
Yeah.
I have to look for it. Oh no! Oh, this is the one. Hold on, this is the one I've been wanting to look for. The one I mentioned earlier. Oh, look at his face. I was sure right on the. Look at his fuck face. He was not happy.
Oh yeah, Randy Orton is like, what the fuck is going on right now?
What the fuck is going on? Why is these 2 grown ass men hugging me? One from behind, especially. Jesus.
Before the best friends.
Before
the original best friends. Gotta give the people what they want.
Hell yeah! Hey, that's the real thing. Yep.
Word.
Word.
Randy Orton's Orange Cassidy in that picture. That's just a great fucking moment, man.
Oh yeah, fucking great moment.
And my second honorable mention, it's pretty vague because there's a lot that goes into it, but it's basically Kane's tag teams because he was a part of a lot of really interesting tag teams. First of all, you said the RVD one of my favorites. Him and RVD was a great tag team. Him and X-Pac was a great tag team. Him and Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan at the time, great tag team. But you can't forget the Brothers of Destruction. Amazing tag team. Him and Undertaker was amazing. I especially love the version of the Brothers of Destruction where Undertaker was the biker, and then theme song had like the pyro from Kane, and it would go right into the Limp Bizkit Rolling song. That was an awesome entrance for them. He also had a really cool tag team when he had the mask on with the Big Show. That was a cool tag team. But yeah, I remember the Brothers of Destruction in that era. They absolutely destroyed the whole fucking alliance. Like, this is when they buried Chronic, they buried DDP, they buried Cannon. Like, they just destroyed everybody in the alliance. Like, it was unfair for the WWF to have Undertaker and Kane on their side because you had just nothing but jobbers from WCW and ECW trying to go up against Kane and Undertaker, and there was no competition. But Kane was a part of a lot of cool tag teams. You know, he's a part of a lot of cool moments too. It was Kane's tag team with with Bryan Danielson that led to the first matchup for the Shield. If you look at the Shield's first ever matchup, it was TLC 2012. I was there at the Barclays Center. It was against Kane. It was against Kane, Ryback, and Bryan Danielson. So Kane was a part of that. What's called Amazing Moment too. But yeah, there's just so much that goes into it, man. Kane could have a top 20 because there's so many. I could go on, man. Another honorable mention: him winning the WWE title from Stone Cold Steve Austin in that matchup of the first blood match, which was hilarious because Kane had a mask. How you gonna make him bleed? But there's so many moments. Such a legendary career.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned tag teams. Why not Kane and Mankind?
That's another one, yeah. I mean, they were working with Paul Bearer and the Corporation, right? When they were with Vince McMahon.
I believe. I don't know if it's
because right now I know where I'm at with the DeLorean right now. Right, Kane just debuted. He's been around for a couple weeks, and it was supposed to be Dude Love versus Mankind. No, it's Dude Love versus Kane. Kane destroys Dude Love, right? And then the next week, Dude Love says that he's going to be Mankind, and it's going to be Mankind versus Kane. So they probably didn't tag up until probably like a year later. So I'm thinking it wasn't that around the time where Vince McMahon had like, yeah, if Mick Foley was with the suit on like that means that was like when he was a part of the corporation, and Vince McMahon was using Mankind's kindness to help The Rock win the title.
Okay.
But that was a good tag team too. I'm trying to think of other ones because he had a bunch of tag teams, but I think the four most legendary ones is him RVD, him X-Pac, him and Daniel Bryan, and him and Undertaker. Those are like the top four tag teams he was in.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to do a top 5 Brothers of Destruction moments. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm trying to think what other tag teams from Kane. Kane.
I know, like I said, he had the one, the Big Show.
Yes, he did. Mankind. It was there. Let me see. Let me type it. I'm curious now. Kane tag team partners. I'm curious. See who was his partners. Okay, RVD, Taker, Big Show. Of course, I mentioned Big Show. Oh, the Hurricane.
Oh yeah, Hurricane.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was a good tag team too, because wasn't him and Hurricane won the TLC. That was another Kane moment. I just remember that should have been on my list. TLC 3. It was supposed to be Kane and the Hurricane versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys versus not the Hardy Boys. I think it was like RVD and Jeff Hardy, and there was one other team. And I think Hurricane got attacked beforehand, and Kane went to the TLC match by himself against 3 other tag teams and won the match by himself. I believe it was on Raw. You remember that?
I think, you're right. It was
like TLC 3, I believe, where Kane won it by himself against 3 tag teams. So it was basically
that had to be 4, TLC 4.
So probably TLC 4. It was on free TV. I remember that. It was like on Raw.
Because I know that TLC 3 was when Benoit and Jericho won retained. That was when they retained because they were the tag team champions.
Yeah, let's see what TLC 4 was. I just know there was one TLC that Kane won it by himself. He went in there with no teammate because Hurricane got jumped beforehand, went there by himself and beat 3 other teams. I believe it was the Dudleys, RVD, and Jeff Hardy, and there was one more.
I wonder who it was. You're right. I don't know. It's a good question. I'm trying to look for it too. That is a good question.
Oh, it was Chris Jericho and Christian.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's Christian and Chris Jericho versus RVD and Jeff Hardy versus Spike Dudley and Bubba Ray Dudley versus Kane. Kane went in there by himself and won the whole fucking thing.
Yep, that's what he's right there, the tag team champions. Yeah,
that was a great moment for Kane. Shit, I should have put that on the list.
I forgot about that one too. I really forgot about him and the Hurricane. I forgot they were partners.
That was a fun team too.
It was a fun team. I ain't gonna lie, it was a really good fun team. I really did enjoy it.
He really did well teaming up with the smaller guys.
You know what? Yeah,
like he was the power guy, and he always had like a high flyer with him. Whether it was X-Pac, whether it was RVD, Daniel Bryan, he always had like a smaller guy with him, and it always worked well for him.
You think it worked more better than like Big Shows and the Mankind and then Taker.
Yeah. Yeah, because with well, I don't know, maybe not Undertaker, but I know with the Big Show, like when you have like two big guys like that who were like slow and methodical, like those matches were kind of boring to me. The Mankind one out, I don't remember that lasting too long. I think that was just a part of like Vince McMahon's plan to turn on Mankind. So I think that they won the titles, but I believe like Kane turned on Mankind like soon after. But I always remember like my favorite tag matches for Kane was the ones with RVD and the ones with Bryan Danielson, because it just gave you two elements to a match. You had the big powerhouse, but then you also had like the high flyer to bring the excitement. Where like with like I said with Big Show, you have two of the same styles, so it's like the same guy in the ring at the same time, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, agreed.
But man, like I said, we could go on forever about Kane.
Oh man, absolutely, man. Kane has, a great 25-year career. I know he hasn't. Well, did he mention the Hall of Fame that he retired, or I don't remember if he ever did.
I mean, wasn't he? He was in the fucking Royal Rumble like last year. Like,
was he?
Yeah, he fucking came out. He had a big ass belly, but he was in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay. I remember.
He put the mask back on and shit. Because I believe the Royal Rumble was in Tennessee. So I believe like that they just, got Kane to be like one of like the hometown. It was either the 2022 one this year or 2021. I remember he was in one of these Royal Rumbles like the last couple of years as like a surprise. But Kane's a guy where you fucking put the mask on him, like, and he could go out there. He doesn't have to take a bump. I'm sure he could just do like one or two matches, especially if it's like a tag match. He's not going to have to bump for anybody. Go in there, hit a couple of big boots, a choke slam, and go like this with your arms and make fire appear. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do, Kane. Shit. Stop tweeting. Stop tweeting. You're pissing people off.
You get Glenn Jacobs, stop tweeting politics shit because you get your ass in trouble. You got in trouble with a lot of women from Impact. So and besides Impact, other women as well in the world of professional wrestling. Stop tweeting.
There's a list of people that just need to stop tweeting.
Oh yeah, that's why I only tweet for what we do. It is,
or I do a lot of retweeting and just promoting. It was funny because recently someone told me, it was like, all I see on your Twitter is just Wrestling Delorean stuff. I'm like, motherfucker, it's called W/Delorean Pod. That's my Twitter name. Why would I talk about my personal life on there? It's fucking for the damn podcast. Shit.
It exactly. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the director did not wake up. It looks like he didn't wake up. So, too bad, director. You might have to do it probably on your own IG. But me doing it here on the IG. But yes, we appreciate you guys for tuning in for the top 5 picks of the week here.
Most definitely.
Next week, we won't be doing top 5. Or maybe we could. We might do 2 things. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But I know we might do an early top 5 in the afternoon, maybe like early morning for me and afternoon for De Niro, depending on his availability. We'll figure that out, but stay tuned. We'll announce it. But for sure, next Friday, we're going to do it because I'll be at, of course, PCW Ultra set in stone, October 21st, as we will be giving our predictions for this incredible card. If I could find it, I think I deleted it. Jesus Christ, I have to put it back up. But yes, this fantastic event coming to you on the 21st, next Friday, set in stone.
It's a stacked event.
It is a stacked event. So let me go ahead and pull it up one more time, this damn card. I just had it saved.
First of all, shout out to Ultimo Dragon, who's going to be there. Like, one of the greatest high flyers of all time. So many moves you see today in AEW, NXT, all these high flying moves, a lot of them was innovated by Ultimo Dragon. The fucking Acai Moonsault, that's Ultimo Dragon. You know why it's called the Acai Moonsault?
Explain.
It's called the Acai Moonsault because Ultimo Dragon's real name is Acai.
There you go.
So anyone, there's no denying that Ultimo Dragon made it because it's named after him. So, like, yeah, that's why, like, he's a true legend, and he's still going. I remember Triple Mania, he had a great match with Pentagon Jr. from earlier this year. So I'm really excited to see Ultimo Dragon at PCW.
Oh, man, absolutely. I think all of us are, and it's going to be an incredible event next Friday. And a lot of things coming this week, ladies and gentlemen, because De Niro and myself will be busy. Stay tuned for upcoming interviews that we'll be having with Lucas Riley, Matt Matagriff, and, of course, KC Navarro. Hopefully, I'll be coming to you guys. So stay tuned for that. Follow us here on the COD, here on the channel. Don't forget, Wrestling Delorean Podcast every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Make sure 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Standard, 4 o'clock Pacific, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special ones could be coming as well. So stay tuned for that. So we got to have a stack show next week because we got a lot to do, especially coming up. Besides Wrestling Delorean, we have also these upcoming interviews. We also have the New Japan show for Tuesday, giving you guys the updated bracket on the New Japan Television Tournament. So it's happening right now this weekend. At least the first 6 matches that they're having. That have one happening yesterday, one happening tonight, and one tomorrow. And so we'll give our recapping the tournament bracket. And Wednesday, of course, the rest of the DeLorean podcast, and also MMA, of course, because UFC 280. Oliveira versus Makovich at Abu Dhabi, so it's a stack show. Thursday, of course, episode 124, and then Friday, our predictions for PB Ultra, or possibly before we will do a top 5. But I got a top 5 in store for you guys for that, so stay tuned.
That's about 8 or 9 new videos coming to the channel next week alone. So I think that's worth hitting that subscribe button for. I think that's definitely worth hitting that subscribe button. We're working hard out here. So hit that subscribe button because there's a lot of content coming your way. You know, I see channels and it's like, I love what they do. And then once you catch up, you got to wait like a week or so to see what they do next. We give you 2 or 3 a day. So you can't, you know what I mean? There's no catching up. You're constantly getting new content. So hit that subscribe button.
That is right. You heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it right from De Niro because, man, we here, the Wrestling in a Circle debate. Always such good shit. Good shit for all of you guys. Damn it. That's what we do. I know that headbanging always gets to me. Good shit. That's such good shit. Then, of course, we get that. Aggression. We do give you that ruthless aggression. We give you that most definitely. Even Leo loves it.
I love it.
He does. He does it for a reason. TK, if you're watching this, I need a banger video of you so I can put it here because I need that.
We got to get the clip from when he was on Circle Debate and he was like banger. You know, I'm gonna grab that clip for you. We're gonna make that a clip.
All right, there you go. That is right.
Hell yeah.
That's right. That is right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we thank you so much for tuning in here. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us. Don't forget to follow our social media platforms. Follow the rest of the DeLorean on IG, on Twitter, on TikTok, the TikToky. Follow there. Coming soon, COD will have their own TikTok. And it's in the works. It's just we have so much shit, but we'll do it.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. But yes, follow us, of course, as well on our social media platforms as well, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, our Facebook page. And follow us there. Don't forget, of course, buy our damn merch. Coming soon, which is on the works. Stay tuned for surprises because we're going to have a new merchandise coming to you guys on the COD merchandise store because we're going to have DeLorean merchandise coming and a lot more. So make sure you get your sweats. Make sure you get your pillows, get your coffee mugs, get your beer mugs right there. Get your chanclas. Make sure you want to, whip your son's ass, or your man's or your vatos, whatever you want to do. Make sure, click on our link tree, go to the merchandise store and purchase these wonderful items here and enjoy them. And, just enjoy them, rock them out. You put them out there while we'll put you out there. But a lot of things are in store coming here for us. The rest of the DeLorean and Circle Debate. A lot of things are coming. Stay fucking tuned because, like I said, man, we're not just doing the whole city, man. We are doing the whole damn fucking
the world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world.
That's right.
The train is rolling, and we ain't stopping anytime soon.
Exactly. We're not stopping at all. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the host Devious One I've received with my other host, the DeLorean himself, Mr. DeLorean, Mike De Niro, letting you guys know we don't just do podcasts. We all make fucking history. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!